So here we are Wednesday morning. Pippi and I are in the village, and we're going to do another one of our daily walks. We're up on a street that we don't usually go, and they're building these townhouses. You can see where the yellow sign is, and a couple of buildings to the right. Those were a bit of a controversy because I guess the residents here, prior to them being built, wanted to protect the view towards the ski hills. That's clearly being obstructed now by those two buildings. Anyway, just a sense of, call it village development and the goings on there. So, Pippi is up to her normal stuff, sniffing. Looks like it's going to be a rainy day. It's very overcast, but 9 degrees out, which is still cool for June the 3rd? The 3rd. Hey, Pip. Hey, Pip. So walk with Pippa. Let's call it edition number 3. And we'll walk in this this residential area, because it's not really suburban up here, is it? Up and down a few hills, and let's see, I didn't really watch a lot of the news yesterday. The day before I saw actually Trump speaking like some kind of a lunatic about bringing in the guard, National Guard, and then if the governors don't do what he says, then he'll bring in the military. And when you hear that, that's actually, for anybody that's paying attention, very, very disturbing, very, very scary. There's no other word for it. And I suspect that people that aren't paying attention are not really understanding how serious this is. Trump is dangerous, very, very dangerous. The society of the United States has been in, let's call it, trouble for a long time, and particularly now is vulnerable to being taken over by a lunatic criminal. This way, Pip. We're gonna go this way for a change. Okay? Just wait a minute. We're gonna cross the street. Okay. You can see we're on Rue de l'Église, Church Street, but we're gonna walk away from the church. You can see the back of the church there. This way, Pip. Let's go this way. Come. And we're going to go walk where we've walked. Usually in the winter when there's salt on the streets, we go up to the cemetery. So we're going to go to the cemetery, but not into the cemetery. And carry on with our walk. I'm going to try to go and get something at the dollar store. Yesterday when I went by, the lineups were too long, and I said, we'll try again today. So here we are. Hopefully we're done by around 8:15 for the walk, and then there won't be a lineup, then we can get what we need there, which is essentially snackies. Anyway, back to the comment, or at least my comments. I don't know if anybody even listens to them, but I'm just sort of doing a brain dump. Trump has to be taken out, and I don't know if we're going to get to the elections in November, because what's happening in the main streets, the protests are to me entirely valid. What is being seen is let's call it agents, and I think predominantly right-wing white supremacist agents infiltrating or disturbing the peaceful protests by looting and vandalizing and basically instigating violence. There's a little creek down there. She'd like to go, but she can't. And all this on the attempt of Trump to get a pretext for bringing in military control, martial law. And who knows what would happen if that took place. he's got enough sycophants there, like Barr, the Attorney General, and his whole outhouse staff, as I call it, because it's not dignified to call it a White House staff. They're all criminals. And so he's got the, let's call it the institutional loyalty of who he has positioned there for the last 3+ years. And it's scary when you stop and think about it. It is very similar to the way that Hitler set himself up. I did read this story of the life history of the life and death of Hitler, and Trump is using the playbook. Very, very scary. Anyway, political commentary number 3. Who knows what tomorrow's topic might be? Hey, Pip, looking nice and cool. Hey, just going down, head down, sniffing, waiting to catch a scent of something. Hey, Pip, my good dog. Hey, Pippy. Here's the boundary to the cemetery. We're going to turn left and go on from there. Do a big residential loop and head back to where we parked the car beside the church. So I'd say, I don't know, we're probably a kilometer plus from the church. And by the time we're done, we should have 4 or 5 kilometers, maybe more. Pippi seems to be energized this morning. So here's the cemetery. Okay, Pip, we're going to go across here. Let's go this way. Come, Pup. And we'll sign off for now. If I see anything interesting along the way, who knows, we'll do episode 2 of June the 3rd. Hey, Pip, you gonna look at me before I shut her off? Hey, Pip. Hey, Pip. Okay.